Hello everyone, my name is Norihan Boko and I will be discussing the introduction of our research journal, which is the peer group influencing the academic performance of undergraduate students. Peer plays a large role in the emotional and academic development of students. Therefore, understanding the prospects and challenges peer group is crucial for the productivity of educational process and organizational design school system in order to improve students' academic performance. So as a result of constant interaction with peers, teenagers at times feel coerced to follow the group or particular individual's behavior, socially defined as peer pressure. It was said by Taylor 2009. Teenagers seek out friends who engaged in similar activities and who appear to be their role models and in turn are influenced by such activities, and peer support remains an important phenomenon in the lives of teenagers. And aside from that, peer group effect play a significant role in determining student success. A typical student gains knowledge from his friends, talks, and may be influenced by their personalities and learning styles. So, working together can also inspire students who are friends with them. It is well known as well that peer quality can influence a variety of students' outcomes, including academic success, health, and even juvenile criminal behavior. That was said by Abdullahi, that was on 2015. In the company of friends and pupils are said to feel more at ease and calm. A talented student who is surrounded by uninteresting companions may lose interest in their studies. On the other hand, a peer group that values academic effort will have a favorable impact on the less motivated members. Peer group as well has a variety of effects on academic success. The motivation of a student to achieve their a better can be increased by watching a successful peer. In a classroom settings, teachers can use peer groups to create group learning activities and to encourage peer counseling. And peer groups, however, sometimes interact poorly. It was said by Basie 2020. Being a student has a huge responsibility. It will test your skills and abilities when it comes to academic performance and extracurricular activities. While doing this academic kinds of stuff, you will always encounter different kinds of people who possibly can be your closest friends or peers. We know that environment has a huge impact on our behavior, characteristics, and especially in learning. It could be positive in a way that you and your group can share different important information that will help you grow and understand the lessons that your teacher provided. On the other hand, also peers can be negatively influenced. Negative peer pressure can encourage them to try things that will affect their academic performance, such as using drugs and alcohol, being absent, and cutting out school.
This target population includes 163 students from 5 departments in the School of Education and Humanities at Babcock University. This research employed a mixed method approach that combined descriptive survey and ex post facto design or quasi-experimental because participants are classified according to a specific characteristic or trait as opposed to being randomly assigned. The reason for using the survey design is to collect data about a particular problem from the sample to get an estimate dimension for a large population problem. The raw academic performance data used in this study is based on past record of the student who formed the target population for these studies. For data collection, researchers use self-structured 5-point Likert scale questionnaires. Researchers conducted the survey in strict accordance with the research ethic and the right to privacy of participants was respected. The researchers then used Pearson product moment correlation coefficient to determine if there was a linear relationship between the two observed variables, peer pressure and academic performance. In addition, we use linear regression analysis to test the null hypothesis at significant level of 0.05 and analyze the data using the social science statistics package.
Table 1, Gender Distribution of Participants' Demographic Variables. Based on the given data on Table 1, the majority of the respondents were female participants. Out of 116, 63 were female and 53 were male, wherein the percentage of 54% were female and 45.7% were male. Let's proceed to Table 2, wherein we will know the participants based on the range of ages they are in. Ages between 16 to 19 years old were 42 participants, 20 to 23 years old were 47 participants, and 24 years old above were 27 participants. It only shows that the age that range from 20 to 23 years old have the greatest proportion, followed by the 16 to 19 years old and 24 years old above. 40.5% for ages 20 to 23 years old, 36.2% for the 16 to 19 years old, and 23.3% for 24 years old above.
In Hypothesis 1, there is no significant influence of peer group on the academic performance of students. Table 3 indicates a significant result, beta equals 0.537, t equals 6.799. The null hypothesis is consequentially rejected in favor of the conclusion that there is a significant influence of peer group on academic performance of students, given that y represents academic performance and x represents peer group. The relevant regression equation can be used to predict y from x equals 0.043x plus 0.525. Coloration matrix for the relationship between peer group and academic performance. Table 4 indicates statistically significant findings r equals 0.537, p 0.0.5. As a result, the null hypothesis is rejected and alternative hypothesis is upheld. It is concluded that there is a significant relationship between peer group and academic performance.
Good day, I'm Jerica Rowan Wadaus and I will tackle discussion. The results of the first hypothesis indicate that students' academic performance is significantly influenced by their peer group. This finding is not distinct from those of earlier investigations into the influences of peer groups on academic achievement in students. It says that peer influence is an element that contributes to students to have risky decisions in life. As supported by Landau, 2002, students attract peers who they have similarities. Like students who want to study harder will attract or find persons who also study harder. In addition, that concluded by Ryan's 2002, that peer influence is not only affected the grades or education of students but also on how they act and how they will dress. Next slide. According to Adeyagbo 2013, Likewise, with Ryan's concluded in 2002 that peer influence can also lead adolescents into being curious with the taste of alcohol and drugs and the feeling of sex that causes them to try it. Furthermore, Ryan 2015 stated that everyone or even us undergo peer pressure, but if we say peer pressure, it's that only means it leads negative actions, but most of the time it causes negative changes in life. Moreover, Ogunwale 2013 stated that there is positive and negative impact of peer pressure to students. Like in positive, you may excel more in extracurricular activities, while in negative, it can cause you to drug using, alcohol drinking, smoking, and many more. Next slide. The results of the second hypothesis indicate that peer groups and academic success are significantly correlated. This is the evidence. With results that are statistically significant, R is equals to 0.537. So according to the finding of Temitope and Christie 2015, that there may or may not be a relationship between students' academic achievement and peer group. Positive forces help the youngsters succeed academically. However, one of the traits that raised the pupils' self-awareness and teamwork was socializing. Additionally, research has demonstrated a connection between close friendships between males and females and increased academic performance as well as change from good to bad behavior. Wedmosha 2017 identified the following factors as influencing peer relationship and their effects on students' academic performance. They contributed to the findings of the present study: the nature of friends 40%, globalization 20%, economic status 25%, and discussing academic matters 15%. The nature of friends, globalization, economic status, and other factors contributed to the findings of the present study. Thank you.
In this study, we therefore conclude that peer groups has a really huge impact or influence to the students when it comes to their academic performances. Based on our findings, the decisions of adolescents regarding participation in academic performances are still contingent or certainly happen because it is based on how parents, teachers will guide or assist them. Parents, teachers, and administrators should have make an effort to ensure that the children will have a positive relationships with peers who have favorable effect on academic performances of the students. In order to do that, here are some recommendations that we made. Number 1. The government and Ministry of Education should appoint qualified counselors in all schools and universities in order to give preventive counseling services and improve the actions of students who have been negatively influenced by peers. Second recommendation, school counselors should play a prominent and leading position in the matter of peer group influence by conducting lectures, seminars, career talks, and symposiums that are capable of creating constructive awareness the influence of peer groups on the academic performance of undergraduate students. Recommendation: school counselors, teachers, parents, and other government agencies should take an active part in role modeling for students by introducing educational programs that could teach them about peer pressure and subsequently refocus them significantly toward the excellent academic performance. This could aid in the growth for the country's academic future. And lastly, peer study groups should be utilized by teachers to promote good classroom engagement, to foster positive teacher-student relationships. The instructor must strike a balance between being neither too strict nor too permissive. So that's all for today. Thank you for listening, everyone. I hope you guys learned something from us, and I really do hope that whatever we discuss here will continue addressed, as I was really convinced that it is very useful and contextual. And remember, education is our passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to the people who prepare for it today. Bye!